They were the hip-hop couple everyone thought would survive anything. Rasheeda stood by Kirk through years of whispers, cheating scandals, and broken promises. But this time, there's no comeback. Rumors started circulating after Jasmine was spotted entering a prenatal clinic in Midtown alone, but with Kirk's assistant lurking nearby. The blogs were buzzing. But nothing could prepare Rasheeda for what was about to hit her. In the middle of a live taping for a brand collab, a mysterious envelope was delivered to her team. Inside, ultrasound photos, Jasmine's name, and a due date that matched one of Kirk's business trips. Rasheeda didn't cry, she didn't scream, she collapsed. Right there. Cameras caught it all, and Kirk, he didn't say a word. Just stood there. Stone cold, silent, like nothing had happened. But everything had. And now, it's too late to fix anything. The energy in the boutique was thick. Rasheeda had just finished a branding meeting with her team when her assistant, Tasha, slipped into the room with a tight look on her face. Rasheeda clocked it immediately. Tasha only made that face when something wasn't right. Before she could ask, Tasha placed a discreet manila envelope on the glass table and whispered, "You need to see this." Alone, Rasheeda, confused, but curious, waved everyone out. Cameras still rolled from the branded shoot, but the vibe had changed. She opened the envelope slowly, not knowing what to expect. What she saw knocked the wind out of her chest. 3 ultrasound photos, all labeled J. Washington, Jasmine's legal name. Dated just 3 weeks ago. The name of the clinic was printed in the corner, Midtown OBGYN. There was a sticky note attached to the back of one. "Your husband knows. Ask him." Her fingers trembled as she stared at the grainy black and white image of the fetus. Heartbeat clearly circled by a red pen. Her mouth went dry. She sat still for what felt like forever. Tasha re-entered quietly, watching her. "You okay?" Rasheeda looked up. "Where did this come from?" Tasha hesitated. "It was dropped off anonymously. The front desk said a man in a hoodie left it. That's all we know." Rasheeda clutched the photos tighter. "Find out who dropped it. I don't care if you have to pull security footage." Tasha nodded and left. Rasheeda pulled out her phone, texted Kirk, "Call me now." No response. She texted again. "This is about Jasmine. Call me or don't come home." Still nothing. She tried calling, straight to voicemail. That's when she felt it. It's a familiar sinking in her chest, the one she'd felt the last time Kirk betrayed her. It's the one she'd buried under excuses and forgiveness. 2 hours later, she was at home. The sun had gone down. She sat on the edge of their massive king bed, Jasmine's ultrasound photos beside her like cursed receipts. Kirk walked in casually, tossing his keys on the dresser, like he hadn't just been silent all day. "You saw it," he said, not even sitting. Rasheeda didn't look at him. "So it's true." He rubbed his face. "I don't know. I mean, Jasmine's always pulling stunts. Is it yours?" "I don't know yet, Rasheeda." "Damn. She'll say it is." "That don't make it true." She looked at him then, really looked. "You slept with her again?" Silence. "Kirk," he shrugged. "We were working on music. It got messy. I made a mistake." "You made another baby," she snapped, standing. "This isn't a mistake. This is a F******ing pattern." He didn't answer. She took that as confirmation. "I don't even know who you are anymore," she whispered. He stepped forward, but she stepped back. "Don't. Just don't." A knock at the door. Loud, aggressive. Kirk flinched. Rasheeda walked over, peering through the window. Carly read. She opened it. Carly stormed in, phone in hand. "Girl, have you seen this S***T? Jasmine just went live. She's saying the baby is definitely Kirk's. She showed receipts, text messages, hotel keycards, everything." She shoved the phone in Rasheeda's hand. The Instagram live played back Jasmine's smug face. "Yes, I said what I said. He was still with me after the last time y'all reconciled." He said Rasheeda was cold, He wanted love, attention, and now we're having a baby. Deal with it. Rasheeda's knees gave out. She hit the floor. Kirk tried to grab her, but she pushed him off. Her voice cracked. Don't you touch me? Carly froze. Do I need to call somebody? Rasheeda pulled herself to her feet slowly. No, I need him to leave. Kirk shook his head. This is my house too. Then I'll leave, she said, grabbing her bag. Carly followed, trying to console her. But Rasheeda's face had gone blank, cold. She walked out without another word. The next morning, the blogs exploded. Rasheeda collapses on camera after Jasmine reveals pregnancy. Kirk silent while Rasheeda suffers public breakdown. Jasmine exposes texts and baby bombshell Rasheeda hospitalized. The footage from the brand shoot had leaked, edited down to a 2-minute clip that showed her shaking, crying, and finally collapsing onto the boutique floor. It went viral. Within hours, back at the house, Kirk sat on the edge of the bed, scrolling through the chaos. He looked more annoyed than ashamed. His phone buzzed. A text from Jasmine. Since it's all out now, you gonna do right by your child or nah? Number. Good morning. No concern. Just pressure. He didn't answer. Across the city, Rasheeda sat in a hotel suite, wrapped in a blanket, her phone off. No press. No family. Just her and the memory of every time she forgave Kirk when she shouldn't have. She scrolled through old photos looking for proof that the man she loved still existed, but he didn't. And deep down, she knew that now. The curtains were drawn, lights off. And Rasheeda hadn't touched the untouched breakfast Carly ordered for her. She'd turned her phone on airplane mode just to stop the buzzing calls, texts, and worse, tags. Everyone had something to say. Strangers with opinions, blogs twisting the story. And Jasmine, still on live, adding fuel to the fire, like it was her mixtape rollout. Carly sat across from her, chewing gum with that nervous energy she always had when the drama was real, not reality TV. You gotta get ahead of this, Sheeda. Kinda, like before it owns you. Rasheeda didn't even look up. Own me. My husband's ex just humiliated me in front of the world again. There's no getting ahead of that, Carly. Carly leaned forward. Girl, do you want to win or do you want to cry? 'Cause you can't do both. Silence. Rasheeda exhaled. What would you do if it was you? Carly didn't blink. Go public. On my terms. Drop a statement. Control the narrative. Don't let Jasmine or Kirk write your story for you. Rasheeda rolled her eyes. What am I supposed to say? Hey y'all, my husband knocked up the same girl who almost tore us apart 5 years ago. But don't worry, I'm good. Carly shrugged. Spin it, flip it, turn heartbreak into a brand. Sis. It sounded cold, but Rasheeda knew Carly wasn't wrong. The industry didn't care about truth, only perception. And right now, she looked weak, broken, defeated. That had never been her image. She built her career on strength, loyalty, boss moves. Now, tossed her gum. Carly stood, tossed her gum, and grabbed her phone. Calling Sierra. We're getting glom. You're going live. Back at the Frost household, Kirk sat in his home studio, scrolling Instagram like a man watching his own funeral. Jasmine had posted another cryptic story. A side profile of her pregnant belly with a caption, he said he'd never leave me again. Guess lies don't expire. The comments were ruthless. Jasmine had gained a whole new army of fans overnight. Team Jasmine claiming Rasheeda was too old, too bitter, too corporate, and not real enough to keep a man like Kirk, as if that was something worth keeping. Kirk's phone rang. Benzino dog. Benzino said, voice low. Why you always get caught up like this? I ain't even sure it's mine, bro, Kirk replied, rubbing his temples. You sure enough to keep lying to Rasheeda, though. Kirk said nothing. Benzino sighed. Lawyers called me. If this goes to paternity court and it is yours, child support gonna hit heavy. Jasmine, know the game now. Yeah, Kirk muttered. Oh, she playing it better than me. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, glam was in full swing. Sierra curled Rasheeda's hair while Carly swiped through potential caption drafts. You want to play the victim or the villain? Carly asked. Rasheeda met her eyes through the mirror. Neither. I want to play me. Sierra nodded. Then say what you need to say and look good saying it. Half an hour later, Rasheeda sat in front of the hotel's huge window, perfectly lit by golden hour sunlight, dressed in soft glam and an oversized Boss Chick hoodie, her own brand. She took a breath, hit go live, and faced the internet. Hey y'all, she began. I know there's a lot being said about me, my marriage, and other people who clearly have time on their hands. People flooded in over 1-2 viewers in under a minute. I'm not here to cry, fight, or play games. I'm here to speak facts. Yes, something was brought to my attention yesterday. And yes, it hurt, deeply. But I'm not broken. I'm not lost. I'm awake. And I'm done protecting people who don't protect me. The comments lit up. Yes, Rasheeda's stand-up queen, she about to drop the bombs, take notes. Jasmine. I gave a lot of chances to someone who didn't deserve them. I believed in loyalty even when it made me look stupid. That's on me. But going forward, I'm not covering for anyone. If a baby's involved, I wish that child the best. But I don't wish anything for the father if he can't be a man. She let that sit. I built my life, my family, and my brand from nothing. And I can rebuild with or without a ring. She ended the live. She ended the live. It was everywhere within minutes. The blogs reposted the clip like wildfire. Celebrities chimed in. Nicki Minaj liked a fan post that said, Rasheeda, greater than Kirk always. Candy Burris commented, about time, sis. Even Cardi tweeted, Rasheeda, handled that like a real one. Stay up, queen, and Jasmine. She went silent, but only for an hour at 8:22 p.m. Jasmine posted a news story, a close-up of a hospital monitor showing a baby's heartbeat, with the words, still here, still his. No tag, no mention. But the shade was loud. Carly looked up from her phone and smirked. This chick don't know when to stop. Rasheeda shook her head. She doesn't matter anymore. Carly raised an eyebrow and Kirk. Rasheeda stood, grabbed her purse. He'll find out real soon. She didn't say where she was going, just left. With a calm that was louder than Jasmine's drama and more cutting than Kirk's silence. In the studio, Kirk looked up as the door swung open. Rasheeda stood there. No tears. No yelling. Just ... finality. We need to talk, she said. He nodded. Yeah, we do. But Rasheeda didn't sit. She dropped a stack of papers on the mixing board. What's this? Kirk asked, eyes narrowing. Legal separation. Done protecting your mess. You've got Jasmine now? Let her clean it. She turned to leave, but paused. And Kirk, if that baby's yours, be a better father than you were a husband. And then she walked out. This time, he didn't stop her. And this time, she didn't collapse. The next morning, Kirk sat alone in the studio with the legal papers still unopened. The coffee he poured hours ago had gone cold. He hadn't slept. His phone buzzed nonstop, but none of the calls were from Rasheeda. It was all noise. His manager, his publicist, Benzino, even young Jock, all calling to ask the same thing. What the hell did you do this time? He didn't have an answer. Jasmine hadn't let up. She'd posted a black and white maternity photo at sunrise, belly out, draped in lace, captioned, "Our little Melody is already stronger than the silence." Around her, the Melody part was a dig she and Kirk had met in the studio. He'd always told her their chemistry was musical. The comments were brutal. Tag him, sis. Let Rasheeda know who really won. This the new Rasheeda now. Baby, don't keep a man, but it sure breaks a woman. Kirk finally texted Jasmine. You need to chill. You're doing too much online? She replied within seconds. You should have thought of that before you lied to both of us. Ain't about to ghost your child like the others. That one hit a nerve. He turned his phone off across town. Rasheeda was at her warehouse, surrounded by boxes of her Boss Chick apparel line. Her staff moved like clockwork, but she was still sitting on a folding chair in the corner, eyes glued to a product sample, but clearly not reading it. Sierra walked in with a protein smoothie and a look of concern. "You haven't eaten." "Fine, you're not. You're running on fumes." Rasheeda finally looked up. "I can't afford to fall apart. Not again." Sierra pulled up a chair. "Look, I don't say this to hurt you, but people only get away with what you let them get away with. Kirk didn't just lie. He let the world disrespect you. Again, I know. You don't deserve this." Rasheeda sighed. "You think I don't know that? But we've built so much. Businesses, a family, our names. Everything's connected. If I walk away now, it's like burning it all down." Sierra leaned in, then light the match. Those 4 words landed harder than expected, because deep down, Rasheeda had already lit it. Later that night, she held a private dinner with her PR team. The agenda was clear. Rebrand. "I want to reposition the Boss Chick line as more than a clothing brand," she said. "It's going to become a platform for women who've survived public humiliation, betrayal, heartbreak, and turned it into power." Her PR manager blinked. "You want to lean into the scandal? Want to own it? People are already talking. Let them. But on my terms, they've got to work." A new campaign was planned. Short-form docuseries, influencer rollouts. Strategies. And then, the cherry on top, a limited edition capsule. Unbothered, unbroken, unavailable. Designed entirely by Rasheeda, back in his studio. Kirk was spiraling. He'd been notified that Rasheeda froze 2 of their joint accounts. One of their investment properties was being reassessed, possibly being prepped for liquidation. There. Prenup updated quietly after the Jasmine scandal years ago. Gave her full control of all business assets she had developed without his input. And that was all of them. The only thing he still owned fully was his label. And it had been running dry for months. No new signings, no viral hits. The only artist bringing buzz right now is Jasmine. And she wasn't signed until now. Kirk picked up the phone and made the call. Bring her in. Make it official. She wants to act like she's family. Let's see how she handles the business. The next day, Jasmine pulled up to the label office wearing a skin-tight pink dress that screamed, "Notice me." She had a folder in one hand and her stomach cradled in the other. Her manager trailed behind her. "Where's the paperwork?" she asked Kirk as soon as she sat. Kirk looked her over, trying to measure if this was confidence or desperation. "You want to be signed? You ready to earn it?" Jasmine narrowed her eyes. "Don't play me. I'm not. I'm saying this isn't just about the baby. If we go public with you being the new face of the label, it has to work. You ready to deal with the backlash?" She smirked. "Baby, they already hate me. Let's get paid for it." He slid the contract across the table. Within hours, the internet broke again. Jasmine signs to Kirk Frost's label. Is she the new Rasheeda? From side chick to signed artist, Jasmine's petty power move. And the worst headline of them all. From a shady blog called Hot Mic Tea, Rasheeda's out. Jasmine's in. Guess loyalty doesn't pay. That one cut deep. But Rasheeda, she didn't flinch. She dropped her first post since the live. A clean, high-fashion photo of her walking into a boardroom. Hair laid, face strong, wearing a hoodie from her new drop, Healing in Heels. Captioned, "They tried to replace me. I replaced my peace instead." Hashtag Boost Chicken Bar. Jasmine clapped back. "Of course." Studio selfie captioned, "She healing. I'm recording. Choose your fighter." The blogs were eating it up. Fans chose sides. Team Jasmine versus Team Rasheeda trended on X Twitter for 4 hours straight. Reaction videos flooded TikTok. Some claimed Rasheeda was bitter. Others praised her level up. But behind the scenes, Rasheeda's lawyer sent a quiet letter to Kirk's team. Full divorce proceedings to begin within 10 business days. No press, no drama, just signatures. Kirk saw the letter at 10:36 p.m. He didn't respond. He just stared at it. He'd stayed silent too long. Now, silence was all he had left. Rasheeda sat across from her divorce attorney in a private midtown office, her phone face down, untouched since morning. It wasn't that she was avoiding calls, she was avoiding him. Kirk had finally texted, not with an apology, not with regret, but with 4 dry words. "We should talk soon." It's too late, she was past soon. It's past saving, the attorney slid a manila folder across the table. "This lays out a full asset division plan. We're not asking for alimony, just clean cuts. You keep your businesses, keeps what's left of his label. You'll both retain 50/50 custody of Carter with physical placement based on your agreed schedule." Rasheeda nodded silently. The attorney paused. "We can still negotiate, but if you're sure, I'm sure," Rasheeda said, her voice steady. "He chose Jasmine. Now I'm choosing peace." Later that afternoon, she met with her oldest son, Kai. He'd been quiet through everything. Kate only texting occasionally, like he didn't know how to show up in a storm this public. They sat in her office, the energy heavy but unspoken. "You good?" she asked. Kai hesitated, then nodded. "I'm cool, I just don't get it." "Why now?" Rasheeda looked up. "'Cause I finally realized that staying was more damaging than leaving." Kai stared at the floor. "People keep tagging me. Like your dad's wild. How you feel about your new sibling?" "I don't even know Jasmine like that." Rasheeda walked over and sat beside him. "You're not responsible for this. None of it. I protected your dad's image for too long, even from you. That stops now." He blinked. "You think he's gonna actually step up for the baby?" "I think he'll do whatever looks good publicly," Rasheeda said. "And Jasmine knows it. Jasmine knows it." Meanwhile, Jasmine was in the middle of a messy rollout for her debut single under Kirk's label. The track was called Second Choice, a direct jab at Rasheeda, loaded with innuendo. The chorus said it all. "You was wifey on the surface, but he still came to me with purpose. Now, I'm the one that's got his name, baby growing, in the frame." And yes, the cover art was a blurred-out sonogram with a diamond chain hanging from it. The internet exploded. Praised it as savage. Others called it distasteful. But one thing was clear. Jasmine knew exactly what she was doing. Back at the Frost household, Kirk watched the numbers rise, streams, comments, press. Jasmine's single had racked up over 5 OK plays on Spotify in 24 hours. But all Kirk could think about was what Rasheeda's lawyer sent him next. A clause requesting he not bring Jasmine to any public or family-related events involving Carter. He skimmed it, paused, then tossed the paperwork onto the counter. Jasmine strolled in, phone in hand, glowing with ego. "We trending, baby. Did you see Genius just broke down my lyrics?" Kirk didn't answer. She walked over and nudged him. "Don't tell me you're mad now." "Ain't mad," he mumbled. "I'm just realizing what this really is." "Oh, what's that?" "You used me," she laughed. "Boy, if anyone used anybody, it was you. Let's not forget who you ran to every time Rasheeda iced you out. I kept your secrets, and you gave me this." She rubbed her belly. "That ain't a gift," he snapped. "That's a setup." Her eyes narrowed. "Watch yourself, Kirk. You think I need you? You chose to sign me. Don't act brand new now." I made a mistake." She scoffed. "Yeah, you did, and I'm your consequence." The tension hung thick. "You know what?" Jasmine added, grabbing her purse. "If you don't want to ride this wave with me, cool. But don't come crying when I blow past you. I'm not Rasheeda. I won't sit around waiting for you to respect me." She left, slamming the door behind her. Kirk sat back down, buried in silence. Again at her warehouse. Rasheeda was finalizing launch plans for her new unbothered capsule when she got a surprise visit, none other than Deb Antony. Deb hugged her tightly. "I've been watching this whole mess. You're handling it like a grown woman." Rasheeda smiled, trying to. Deb got real. "Look, I've dealt with plenty of men like Kirk. They build off your name, your brand, your vision. And when they lose control, they fumble. You're in your prime now. Don't let this storyline define you. Flip it. That's what I'm doing. Then go harder. Deb pulled out her phone. How do you feel about hosting a panel? Women in hip-hop business. All boss ladies. Talk real. Make noise. Drop your line there. Rasheeda paused, then nodded. Let's make it happen. A week later, Rasheeda walked onto a stage in front of 300 women at an all-female business summit in Atlanta. She wore her new hoodie, heels, sharp face beat. Voice strong, she told her story not as a victim, but as a woman who lost herself trying to fix a man who didn't want to be fixed. The crowd gave her a standing ovation. Hours later, Jasmine posted a story from a club performance. Empty tables, a weak mic. Comments clowning her live vocals. Luwu, she thought she was Beyonce. The baby got better pitch. Kirk should have stayed silent again. And then came the final twist. A leak. Someone anonymously sent a court file to a gossip page. The document showed Jasmine had filed 2 paternity cases in the last 4 years, one against a DJ in Miami. That case was dismissed. The internet caught fire. Wait, so the baby might not even be Kirk's. Did she just fumble her own bag? Justice for Rasheeda. Rasheeda read the comments and said nothing, but she smiled, just a little. The silence was finally in her favor. Jasmine's voice cracked halfway through the second verse. The mic screeched. The crowd didn't. Boo, worse. They laughed. Someone yelled, "Where's Rasheeda when you need a hook?" And a table of girls filmed it, phones out, captions ready. Her manager tried to recover the moment by signaling the DJ to cut the track. But the damage was done. She stormed off stage, yanking the mic pack from her back in the green room. She threw her heels across the wall. "I'm not going out like this." She snapped, pacing. They love her because she plays victim. "I'm out here pregnant and pushing, and they clowning me." Her manager stared at her phone, quiet. "What now?" Jasmine asked. "You're trending again?" "But not for the show. Some blog dug up your court history. The Miami thing." Jasmine froze. "It's bad," her manager added. "It looks like you've done this before, filed for paternity, dropped the case, then disappeared." Jasmine's jaw clenched. They don't know the truth. No one cares about the truth. They care about patterns. And now they think you're a clout chaser who traps men with fake pregnancies. Jasmine sat down slowly, stomach tightening, not from the baby, but the panic. What's Kirk saying? He hasn't said anything. Still ghost. That was the worst part. Rasheeda, meanwhile, was on set for her new Boss Chick capsule shoot. Her energy, unmatched. She had a smile that said, "I'm in control now," and a team that moved like a machine. "You know what the real glop is?" She said in between shots. "Not the clothes, not the followers. It's peace. No more waking up to drama. No more wondering if I'm enough." Sierra filmed a behind-the-scenes clip for Instagram. "Say that louder." Rasheeda winked. "It's the only thing I'm birthing this season. It's income." The post went up with a caption, "Healing is the new revenge hashtag, UNBOTHERED, energy hashtag boss chick season within minutes." Celebrities started reposting. Taraji P. Henson dropped flame emojis. Tommy Roman called it a masterclass in how to leave with dignity. Even Rihanna liked the post. It was Rasheeda's moment and she hadn't said Kirk's name once. That same night, Kirk sat in the label office watching Jasmine's meltdown go viral. She done, hey? And this the girl he risked Rasheeda for. This whole label dead-ass cursed. He ran his hands down his face. Jasmine hadn't called all day. But the damage was already deep. Sponsors were backing out. A drink collab pulled its promo. His distribution deal was under review. Kirk called Jasmine. She answered with no hello. "So now you care. I told you to chill on the rollout. You told me to be seen. I got seen. Now it's my fault. You're messy. I learned from the best." He hung up. 2 hours later, he posted a statement on his Instagram story. "I take full accountability for everything going on. I made mistakes, but my personal life ain't for entertainment. I ask for privacy for everyone involved, especially." Any children? Moving forward, I'm focused on growth, family, and peace. No apology to Rasheeda. No denial, just vague reflection. Rasheeda didn't flinch. She reposted nothing, said nothing. Just dropped a surprise new product, a limited edition. Hoodie that said accountability ain't enough. Sold out in 4 hours. Then came the real bombshell, the shade room. Dropped exclusive court updates. Jasmine's paternity test had been filed without Kirk's cooperation, and the results were expected in 72 hours. Speculation exploded. If that baby ain't his, it's gonna be the scandal of the year. What if Jasmine lied just to get signed? Rasheeda might have dodged another bullet. In a quiet moment alone, Rasheeda sat with Carter playing video games. He looked up at her halfway through a match. "Mom, are you and Dad never getting back together?" She didn't answer right away. "Then we're always going to be your parents, but sometimes love doesn't stay where it started." He nodded. "He still loves you, though. I can tell." She smiled gently. "I know, baby. But love isn't always enough." The next morning, Rasheeda woke to 47 missed calls, and one text from Carly read, "Check the news. I tease out." She sat up, heart calm, fingers steady. Clicked the link. A digital copy of the official paternity results. Jasmine's baby, 0%. Relation to Kirk Frost. The document was stamped, verified, clear. The world stopped spinning. Her phone began to buzz again. Sierra, Deb, Kai, producers, brands, stylists. But Rasheeda just sat back in bed and whispered, one word: freedom. Jasmine went live that night, face swollen, filters turned off. "I was told it was his. I didn't lie. I believed it, but I was wrong," she cried. Internet didn't. Now you, sorry, girl, bye. Your whole rollout was a lie. Apologize to Rasheeda with your whole chest. But Rasheeda didn't need it. Kirk did. He called. She let it ring. He texted, "Can we talk?" She responded, "There's nothing left to say." The truth spoke louder than you ever did. Then she blocked his number that same week. Rasheeda announced her new collaboration, a women-led media company focused on wellness, business, and self-empowerment. Her press statement read, "I survived lies, public betrayal, and disrespect. But I never stopped choosing myself. Let that be your story too." And just like that, Rasheeda wasn't trending because of Kirk. She was trending because she was untouchable. It had been 2 weeks since the paternity results shattered Jasmine's story. And silence was finally back, but this time, not the heavy kind. The kind that came with peace. Rasheeda stood in the back of her flagship store, surrounded by racks of her newest collection. No paparazzi, no chaos. Just her. Her brand, her freedom. The reflection in the dressing mirror no longer looked like a woman holding back tears. She looked like a woman who'd survived a war and styled the scars into something powerful. Sierra walked in with an iPad. "You ready for these numbers?" "Let me guess," Rasheeda said with a calm smile. "Another sellout." Sierra grinned. "Try 2. The hoodie drop and the new Healing Hustle journal kit. Gone. Sold out in 9 hours. Shopify crashed. Twitter is calling it your divorce-era glope." Rasheeda laughed. "Well, I did say pain was marketable. Curl, you're not marketable. You're a movement now." The truth was undeniable. Rasheeda had managed to flip one of the most humiliating public betrayals of her life into a brand revival that was stronger than ever. She was now being booked for speaking panels, offered network hosting gigs, and even approached by Netflix for a docuseries on life healing and womanhood in the spotlight. And Kirk, he hadn't been seen in public since the results dropped. Not a tweet, not a comment, not a defense. His silence had gone from mysterious to embarrassing. Sources said the label was under review for investor fraud. Sponsors had pulled out after Jasmine's fake pregnancy scandal exposed reckless spending. Even artists were leaving. It wasn't just a PR disaster, it was a full collapse. And Jasmine, she'd posted a final note before disappearing from the internet. I let pain make me petty. I was wrong. To Rasheeda, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve this. It's too late. That same night, Rasheeda hosted a private event, reclaiming your crown, a black tie dinner for 40 women in business, media, and music. No press, no cameras. Just stories. Healing. REALNESS. As she stood to give her toast, the room quieted. I used to think silence was strength. That if I just held it in, protected my image, stayed calm, it made me unshakable. But silence is only strength when it's a choice, not when it's survival. She looked around at the faces of women who had been cheated on, underestimated, lied to, stolen from, and still built empires. We don't just rebuild, Rasheeda said. We reinvent. So here's to all the women who made their own closure when the apology never came. Glasses clinked. Applause followed. A few tears too. The next morning, a package arrived at Rasheeda's home. No return address. Inside was a small box, black, unlabeled. She opened it carefully. Inside, a diamond bracelet. One she had pointed out to Kirk during a Vegas trip years ago, but he never bought. Beneath it, a handwritten note on plain paper. I finally see what you meant. You deserved better. Always did. Kay, she read it once. Closed the box, didn't cry, didn't text, didn't keep the bracelet either. She had it sent to a charity. Auction proceeds went to a non-profit for single mothers starting businesses. 3 days later, she sat down with Essence for an exclusive cover story. The interviewer asked, if you could say one thing to the version of you that collapsed on the boutique floor, what would it be? Rasheeda smiled. I'd tell her, get up. Not just off the floor, but out of that story. Because you're bigger than what broke you. The interviewer followed up, and if Kirk called you tomorrow? She paused. I'd let it go to voicemail. The article dropped the next week and went viral. Rasheeda rebuilt her life and never looked back. From public betrayal to private power. The Queen speaks. Why Rasheeda is the blueprint for the modern boss woman. Within a month, Boss Chick was projected to triple its Q for revenue. Within 6 weeks, Kirk's label shut down. And Jasmine. Word was she moved to Houston. Quietly, pregnant again. This time with a small producer from a local scene. No drama, no press. Rasheeda didn't care. She was already building her app. Next empire. A mentorship network for young girls in underserved communities. Because this wasn't just about proving Kirk wrong anymore. It was about proving herself right. And finally, she had. If you've ever been lied to, underestimated, or betrayed in front of the world and still got up like a boss, this one's for you. Rasheeda's story isn't just drama. It's a masterclass in knowing your worth, reclaiming your power, and never letting someone else write your ending. Whether you're healing in silence or building loudly, remember, loyalty to yourself comes first. Period. Drop A in the comments if you felt that collapse and that comeback. Tag your real ones who held you down during your globe. And stay locked in. Part 2 of the series might just break the internet again. #Team Rasheeda or #Team Jasmine. Sound off below.